Next tonight, the million-dollar treasure found.
Incredible discovery, thousands of years in the making.
While working in his field, a Texas farmer made an astonishing discovery that would capture the attention of many. As he dug through the earth, he unearthed something unexpected and shocking, revealing a hidden piece of history buried beneath the soil. This find not only surprised him, but also promised to offer new insights into the past. Join us as we uncover this surprising find and other equally shocking discoveries in the earth. Texas farmer discovers ancient mammoth skeleton while digging in a gravel pit on Wayne McEwen's property in Ellis County, North Texas. Wayne McEwen's son, Marty, and his grandson, Ethan Beasley, uncovered a remarkable prehistoric find. What began as a routine excavation quickly turned into a significant discovery when the excavator struck a mammoth tusk, a 6-foot-long relic from the past. This initial find led to the uncovering of a nearly complete skeleton of a Columbian mammoth, scientifically known as Mammuthus columbi. This species, which once roamed the southern regions of North America and extended into Mexico, became extinct approximately 12,500 years ago. The skeleton was estimated to be between 20,000 and 60,000 years old and was described as remarkably intact and pristine. Recognizing the importance of the discovery, the McEwen family decided to donate the mammoth skeleton to the Perot Museum of Nature and Science in Dallas. Colleen Walker, the museum's CEO, emphasized the cultural and historical significance of the find, highlighting how it enriches the natural heritage of North Texas. Tom Vance, a Navarro College biology professor and paleontologist overseeing the project, estimated that the mammoth stood about 8 to 9 feet tall at the shoulder, comparable in size to a modern female Asian elephant. Marty McEwen expressed surprise at the scale of the discovery, noting that if he had dug deeper, he might have damaged both tusks and the skull. Wayne McEwen, who operates the land and sells sand and gravel, contacted the Perot Museum of Nature and Science to inform them of the find and was surprised by the interest and involvement from the museum. Paleontologists and volunteers from the Perot Museum will spend several weeks carefully wrapping the bones in plaster and burlap before transporting them to a lab for further study. This process aims to reveal insights into the mammoth's life and death. Perot Museum paleontologist Ron Tikoski noted that such discoveries provide a more detailed understanding of these ancient animals. The careful excavation ensured the preservation of the remains, and Walker humorously remarked on the potential fate of the mammoth had it not been handled with care, suggesting it could have ended up incorporated into Texas's highway system. While this mammoth skeleton discovery is a historic feat, it is not the first significant find to be unearthed from deep underground. Pyramids are synonymous with Egypt, but this next discovery was made in Portugal and a completely unexpected place. First, underground pyramid. There is a mysterious ancient underground pyramid beneath Orvieto, Italy, built by the Etruscans. Archaeologists discovered the pyramid after excavating a wine cellar that had steps leading down into tunnels and caves. They entered a chamber where the walls were carved to slope upwards, creating a hollow pyramid structure. However, the purpose of this structure remains unknown. The Etruscans, who thrived from the 8th to the 5th century BC in central Italy, were renowned for their art, commerce, writing, and metalwork, but the Roman Empire eventually absorbed them. While the Etruscans built many underground chambers and tunnels, this is the first pyramid-shaped structure archaeologists have uncovered. The Etruscans left many secrets behind, including these tunnels and pyramids, which were backfilled with dirt towards the end of the 5th century BC, though the reasons for this are unclear. Archaeologists believe there may be several other pyramid structures beneath the city. As they continue to excavate this one, they have uncovered many exciting artifacts, including over 150 examples of Etruscan language inscriptions and a wide array of ceramic materials. Now, archaeologists are working to explore the bottom of the pyramid structure to uncover more about its purpose and significance. It's a mind-blowing discovery. What's really mind-blowing, however, is going on an archaeological trip and stumbling on a dragon. A group of explorers found a very complex formation that would give you creeps at first sight. The Dragon's Eye Formation. The Hall of Giant Stone Mine in Lancashire, UK, is home to a metamorphic rock formation known as the Dragon's Eye. This formation resembles a dragon that appears to have just woken up and might blink at any moment. The smooth, multicolored structure formed after a mine tunnel roof collapsed, exposing the different colored sediment. Curiously, official information about the site is notably absent from the internet, but all evidence suggests it is a real location. In late 2019, the YouTube channel Underground Explorer C9C posted a video showing first-hand footage of their exploration of the mine housing the Dragon's Eye. Their Instagram account also features photos of the journey. Some pictures depict the Dragon's Eye as rounded, but it is actually flat. This discrepancy may be due to the use of a fisheye camera lens by the adventurers who discovered it, or it could be an optical illusion created by the angle of the structure. The exact location of the Dragon's Eye remains unclear, as those who know its whereabouts are keeping it secret. Given that the site is a collapsed mine, it is likely unsafe and not open to the public. Egyptians are known to have the best corpse-preserving techniques in the world. One of their kings from ancient times was visited in his tomb, but what was found before him was unexpected. King Tut's dagger found. The discovery of King Tutankhamun's pharaonic tomb by Howard Carter and George Herbert in 1922 remains one of the greatest feats in archaeological history. The remarkably intact tomb, hidden beneath the remains of workmen's huts in Egypt's Valley of the Kings, sparked a frenzied interest known as Egyptomania. This period saw a surge in archaeological interest and the incorporation of ancient Egyptian stories into popular culture. The tomb contained around 5,400 items, including thousands of valuable antiques, which took nearly a decade to catalog. Among these was a small, ornate dagger belonging to the king. The iron dagger, buried with the mummy, puzzled researchers because ironwork was incredibly rare in Egypt 3,300 years ago, and the blade had barely rusted. In 2016, advancements in technology allowed for a re-examination of the dagger using an X-ray fluorescence spectrometer. The analysis revealed that the metal had extraterrestrial origins. High levels of cobalt and nickel matched those found in known meteorites recovered from the Dead Sea and were similar to traces in another Egyptian iron artifact tested in 2013. These results suggested that Stone Age artisans were far more advanced than previously thought, as metalworkers likely sought out meteorites to smelt into iron nearly 2,000 years before iron ore technology became widespread during the Iron Age. As long as Egypt is around, the world will never run short of great discoveries. This next one is proof of that. Ancient sarcophagus mystery in Alexandria. In Alexandria, Egypt, a 2,000-year-old black granite sarcophagus was found and opened, revealing a mix of sewage and skeletons. This discovery occurred after archaeologists inspected land in the city's Dagger district prior to construction. The sarcophagus, dating to a period after Alexander the Great conquered the area in 332 BC, was initially believed to contain the remains of Alexander himself, possibly. Instead, it held sewage and the remains of 3 individuals. The sarcophagus is nearly 9 feet long, 5 feet wide, and 6 feet tall, making it one of the largest ever found in Alexandria. It was covered with a thick layer of mortar, leading Mustafa Waziri, Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, to suggest it had not been opened since it was buried. However, this suggestion remains uncertain. Inside the sarcophagus, archaeologists discovered the skeletons of 3 individuals, possibly soldiers. The Antiquities Ministry of Egypt stated that one of the skeletons had an arrow wound, indicating a violent death. The presence of sewage, which must have seeped in over the centuries, complicated the investigation. The sarcophagus had no inscriptions or art either inside or outside, making it difficult to identify the individuals or understand why they were buried in such a massive coffin. An alabaster head of a man was found near the sarcophagus, but its connection to the buried individuals is unclear. The opening of this sarcophagus raises several new questions. Researchers need to determine who the 3 individuals were, when they lived, how they died, and why they were buried together in such a large sarcophagus. The exact age of the skeletons remains unknown, and further analysis is required for more insights. In ancient Egypt, it was not uncommon for sarcophagi to be reused, with bodies of former occupants removed to make room for new ones. It is possible that this sarcophagus was reused, but this has not yet been confirmed. The condition of the skeletons and any potential artifacts inside might have been affected by the sewage, and any objects buried with them may have been destroyed or may still be found during the further study. After opening, the sarcophagus was transferred to the Alexandria National Museum for conservation and additional research. This discovery provides valuable insights into the complex history of Alexandria following Alexander the Great's conquest. Shocking discovery of a Piltdown Man. This discovery is incredible for all the wrong reasons. In 1912, an amateur archaeologist named Charles Dawson found something that seemed to have the potential to rewrite our understanding of human evolution. After uncovering a human-like skull fragment in gravel pits near Piltdown village in Sussex, Dawson contacted Arthur Smith Woodward, a former keeper of geology at the Natural History Museum, and the two began digging in the area. They soon unearthed a set of teeth, a jawbone, and additional bone fragments alongside primitive tools, which paleontologists announced as evidence of a previously unknown proto-human species. At the time, mounting evidence supported the idea that humans evolved in Africa, but the so-called Piltdown Man provided a convenient and plausible alternative for members of the British scientific community who were reluctant to accept African origins. By the 1930s, further discoveries of early Homo erectus species in Africa highlighted the Piltdown Man as an oddity, but belief in the Piltdown Man persisted. Eventually, in 1949, new scientific technology enabled the re-examination of the remains. It was discovered that the skull was merely 600 years old and had been artificially aged with paint, while the teeth and jawbone belonged to an orangutan or chimpanzee that had been altered. What had appeared to be proof of a European evolutionary path was actually an elaborate scientific hoax, which ultimately hindered the progress of research into African evolution for 4 decades. The Victoria Cave. Though it may seem unremarkable at first glance, a cave in the Yorkshire Dales has earned its place in history as an underground cavern of immense significance. In the spring of 1837, Michael Horner stumbled upon the cave while following his dog into a small opening during a walk in the Dales. Inside, he found a cache of Roman artifacts. A few weeks later, he returned with his employer, Joseph Jackson, and together they uncovered a large chamber. Over the next 3 years, Jackson embarked on several amateur excavations at the site. By 1940, Jackson had unearthed such a wealth of evidence that he reached out to Roman history expert Charles Roach Smith. Their collaboration led to the extraordinary discovery of a hyena's jawbone, igniting a Victorian-era fascination with human and animal history. Over the following 30 years, the cave yielded remains of exotic animals like hippos, rhinos, elephants, and spotted hyenas, which had roamed the Dales over 130,000 years ago when the climate was much warmer. In 1870, the famed naturalist Charles Darwin visited Victoria Cave, seeking evidence to bolster his theory of evolution. Among the cave's remarkable findings was a layer of bones dating from the end of the Ice Age, around 15,000 years ago, which included a lance point, now recognized as the earliest evidence of human presence in northern England after the glaciers had receded. This discovery cemented the cave's status as a significant treasure trove of prehistoric life. Doomsday fossils. Switching from a modern discovery to a historical one, it's hard to fully grasp what transpired 66 million years ago when a giant asteroid struck the Earth off the coast of present-day Mexico, leading to the extinction of the dinosaurs and paving the way for human evolution. However, a well-preserved fossil site uncovered by 12 scientists in North Dakota in 2012 offers new insights into the catastrophic events surrounding the dinosaurs' extinction. The extraordinary trove consists of a mix of fossilized plant life, long-extinct freshwater fish, and animal remains preserved in rock and sediment. This mass burial supports the theory that when the meteor struck, creating the massive Chicxulub crater, the impact propelled sea creatures inland within hours, or even minutes, as earthquakes and tsunamis ravaged thousands of miles. As molten rock rained down in the form of tiny spheres of clay and glass known as tektites, the Earth's temperature soared soared to lethal levels, wiping out land-dwelling creatures. As rivers and lakes were emptied by the impact, tektites that rained into the surging waters clogged the gills of fish, a condition that was identifiable in nearly half of the fossilized remains. This fossil bed provides an unparalleled glimpse into the immediate aftermath of the Chicxulub impact, enhancing our scientific understanding of the catastrophic events as they unfolded. Dinosaur remains found within the deposit make this the first site to definitively link the cosmic impact with the sudden extinction of the dinosaurs. Secret rooms with unknown purpose. While renovating the historic 3-story commercial exchange building in Jackson, Michigan, workers noticed that a piece of heavy machinery was sinking into the ground. This unexpected event led to the discovery of 2 large, unused underground rooms. The purpose of these rooms remains a mystery, leaving Sharon Bhakti, the building's operations manager, and the rest of the staff completely baffled. Bhakti shared that they were all stunned by the discovery, acknowledging it as a significant and unsolved mystery. Even the building's owner did not know of the room's existence. Both rooms, constructed from the same concrete blocks as the rest of the building, were found empty, except for some rusty pipes and a 28-inch long chute. One room measures 12 by 14 feet, while the other is 12 by 17 feet. Charlie Bhakti, a member of the work crew that uncovered the rooms, expressed hope that they might stumble upon hidden treasures from an unknown time. He mentioned that the team is still investigating, hoping to uncover something of value. Despite the uncertainty, Charlie found the experience of being part of such a mysterious and historic discovery to be thrilling. The commercial exchange building, constructed in 1895 after a fire destroyed the previous structure on the site, served as a manufacturing facility until the 1960s, when it was converted into office space. During that renovation, crews discovered carriage parts left behind by the original builders. Local historians believe the underground rooms, which had been concealed beneath grass and debris, were built at the same time as the rest of the building. Records suggest that a structure once stood above the rooms, but it was apparently removed at some point. Although experts admit they may never fully uncover the purpose of these spaces, Harrison Marcotte, a curator at the local Ella Sharp Museum, speculates that the rooms might have housed steam kilns used for drying lumber. The team has invited local news outlets and the public to contribute ideas, welcoming input from internet sleuths and community members who think they might be able to solve the mystery. So, if you have any theories, now is the time to share them. Hidden hatch. The fear of the unknown can trigger both curiosity and anxiety. Such was the case when 2 people purchased a property and found themselves questioning its history, even turning to the public for help in solving the mystery. Julie Jukes and Roger Rockhill purchased a 55-acre property in Pennsylvania with the intent of establishing a home and winery. As they explored the land, which had once served as a summer camp for the local Jewish community center, they stumbled upon a series of unexpected discoveries. However, one in particular stood out. Hidden beneath dense bushes at the base of a rusting cylindrical tank, they found a hatch that seemed to lead underground. The tank is situated behind a barn surrounded by trees, making it nearly invisible from view. The couple didn't notice it until the fall, when the bare trees revealed its presence. The outer cylinder has no roof, but features a waist-high, square-shaped door and a tube that resembles an air vent. Inside, there's a smaller, equally rusted cylindrical structure with a square opening just large enough for a person to crawl through, leading to the mysterious hatch. Jukes and Rockhill shared with the Morning Call that they attempted to open the hatch but were unsuccessful, worried they might damage whatever lay inside if they forced it. Seeking answers, the couple turned to social media, asking the community for help identifying the structure. Many locals were aware of the alleged bunker, rumored to be hidden within a buried train caboose or truck tanker, but no one had ever actually seen it. Not even Eric Lightman, the executive director of the Jewish Community Center that had purchased the property from a man named Robert Moyer in 1961. While some community members believe the hatch merely leads to a water tank, others, including the new landowners, suspect there's more to the story. Backyard Cold War bunker. Our next discovery presents us with an American homeowner who uncovered an astonishing find in his backyard, a fallout shelter from the 1960s. The man, known on Reddit as Captain Tark, discovered the bunker after a previous owner hinted at its possible existence. His search began with locating a permit in city records that included a rough sketch of the shelter's location. Using a metal detector, he eventually found the hatch leading to a concrete fallout shelter. Though the hatch was upside down beneath it, he uncovered spiral steps descending into a dry, open main room. The shelter, believed to have been constructed in 1961 during the Cold War, was likely filled in sometime in the late 1960s to mid-1970s, possibly following the Cuban Missile Crisis. During the Cold War, Tucson, Arizona, where the bunker is located, was surrounded by underground silos housing the U.S. Air Force's intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads. This made Tucson a high-priority target, prompting the construction of numerous fallout shelters in the area. Captain Tark discovered that around 15 to 20 shelters were built in the region during that period. He is now focused on restoring the bunker to its original condition, guided by the rough drawings of the shelter's layout found in the permit. While restoring the bunker has been an exciting project for Captain Tark, he remains unsure about what to do with it once it is fully restored. Suggestions from fellow Reddit users have ranged from converting it into a bed and breakfast to offering tours of the underground shelter. Captain Tark may have found a bunker, but it's nowhere close to this jackpot. A couple suddenly became wealthy overnight after unexpectedly finding a ridiculous amount of money just by walking their dog. California couple's gold coin find. On February 2013, a couple in Northern California stumbled upon a remarkable find while walking their dog. They unearthed $10 million worth of rare gold coins buried near an old tree on their property. The collection consists of 1,427 coins dating from 1847 to 1894, all in pristine condition. Some of these coins are so rare that they could be worth nearly $1 million each. Experts believe the coins were buried during the California Gold Rush era and then forgotten. David Hall, from the Professional Coin Grading Service, authenticated the discovery and described it as one of the greatest buried treasures ever found in the United States. The couple, who have chosen to remain anonymous, discovered the coins in 8 cans along a trail they had walked for years. They plan to sell most of the coins through Amazon, keeping a few as mementos. The proceeds will help them pay off bills and contribute to local charities. This extraordinary discovery might just spark a treasure-hunting fever, prompting others to search their yards for hidden riches. Imagine if metal detector sales soared and neighbors spent their weekends scouring their gardens for buried treasure. Would you be tempted to join in the search for lost fortunes? Well, this next family did something quite similar. Before we continue the video, let's have our subscribers pick for today. On your screen, you'll see an image of a strange object found in First. It's hard to say what the object is, but speaking of rare discoveries, here's an incredible story. On September 14th, 2000, a Komatsu D375-A2 bulldozer pulled a long-lost tank from the bottom of a lake near Jovi, Estonia. This tank, a Soviet-built T-3476A, had been hidden underwater for 56 years. The story began with a local boy named Kurtna Matasyarv. While walking by the lake, he noticed something unusual: tank tracks leading into the water, but no tracks coming back out. For 2 months, he watched as air bubbles rose to the surface, leading him to believe that something big, possibly an armored vehicle, was trapped beneath the water. Years later, Kurtna shared his story with Igor Shedunov, the leader of the local war history club, Otsing. Intrigued by the tale, Shedunov and the club members decided to investigate. After careful exploration, they discovered the tank buried under a 3-meter layer of peat, remarkably preserved after all those years. What do you think of this discovery? Share your thoughts in the comments. Family finds a stocked shelter. In 2010, the Zwick family from Innina, Wisconsin, a family made an extraordinary discovery while digging in their backyard. They unearthed a fully stocked fallout shelter that had remained hidden for decades. Built during the Cold War by the previous owner of their home, the shelter was a perfectly preserved time capsule, offering a glimpse into the past. Inside, the Zwick family found everything a family would need to survive 2 weeks underground, including canned foods, clothing, medical supplies, and tools. It was as if the shelter had been prepared just yesterday. The items were so well preserved that opening the shelter felt like stepping back in time to the 1960s. Among the supplies, they found unexpected items like a phone directory, further adding to the sense of history and showing what people of that era believed they might need in an emergency. The discovery was both exciting and curious for the Zwick family, who had lived above the shelter for years without knowing it existed. This fallout shelter wasn't just a storage space, it was a window into history, illustrating how people prepared for the worst during a tense period in global politics. Finding such a hidden treasure in your backyard raises an intriguing question. What would you do with it? The Zwick family faced this dilemma as well. Would you transform it into a panic room for modern emergencies, or perhaps create a unique home gym? Some might even consider turning it into an Airbnb, offering guests a chance to stay in a piece of Cold War history. In a similar vein, in Staten Island, New York, Matthew and Maria Emanuel made a remarkable discovery while planting new trees in their yard. They unearthed a rusty, decaying metal box, which turned out to be a safe containing valuables worth $52,000, including damp $100 bills, diamonds, gold, and jade. Among the items was a note with a Brooklyn address. Intrigued, Matthew decided to visit the address, which led him to the home of their neighbors, who had been robbed nearly 7 years earlier. The Emanuels returned the safe and its contents to the overjoyed and relieved owners. The neighbors even speculated that the theft might have been the work of the notorious ninja burglar, Robert Costanzo, known for his string of robberies in the area. Giant dinosaur discovered in Portugal. Speaking of history, while dinosaurs may be extinct, their remains continue to hold immense value, and some people have just uncovered what might be the largest of these historic creatures' remains. Paleontologists in Portugal have uncovered what may be the largest dinosaur ever found in Europe. The remains are believed to belong to a sauropod, a type of herbivorous dinosaur. This enormous creature was 12 meters tall and 25 meters long, roaming the Earth around 150 million years ago. Elisabete Malafaia, a paleontologist from the Faculty of Sciences at Lisbon University, described it as one of the biggest specimens discovered in Europe, possibly even the world. The fossilized skeleton of a sauropod was discovered in the central city of Pombal in 2017, when a man began building work on his house. Among the unearthed bones, the scientists found a rib about 3 meters long. Fossil fragments were first noticed at this site in 2017, when the owner was digging in his garden for an extension. He contacted paleontologists, who began their excavation earlier this month and had been examining the skeleton since then. Sauropods, known for their long necks and tails, are among the largest animals to have ever lived. The fossils found in Pombal are thought to be from a brachiosaurid, a specific type of sauropod that lived during the Upper Jurassic period. The discovery of vertebrae and ribs in their original anatomical position is relatively rare, according to Malafaia. The paleontologists plan to conduct more digs in the coming months at this site and in the surrounding area. Meanwhile, in the recent past, a discovery was made giving off the impression that technology existed way before scientists actually thought it did. The 100,000-year-old Petrx. The Petrx, an enigmatic artifact believed to be a 100,000-year-old electrical component, was discovered in 1988 by electrical engineer John J. Williams during a hike in North America. The object, unearthed in a remote location, appears to be an electrical component embedded within solid granite. Williams first noticed a triple plug protruding from the rock, and upon further excavation, he uncovered a device with all the hallmarks of an electrical connector. Williams has kept the exact location of the find a closely guarded secret, leading some skeptics to question the artifact's authenticity and speculate that it might be a hoax. Despite these doubts, Williams maintains that the Petrx is genuine and has declined offers of up to $500,000 for it. He is willing to allow researchers to examine the artifact, but only under the condition that he is present and that the rock remains undamaged. The Petrx is unlike any known natural formation, measuring approximately 8 millimeters in diameter diameter, with pins about 3 millimeters tall, spaced roughly 2.5 millimeters apart, and each pin around 1 millimeter thick. There are no signs of the component being glued or welded into the granite, suggesting that it was present when the rock formed. Geological analysis indicates that the surrounding granite is at least 100,000 years old, presenting a challenge for those who believe the object is man-made, as it predates known human technology by a significant margin. The artifact's resemblance to an electrical XLR connector has sparked various theories about its origin. The Petrx exhibits a weak magnetic attraction, and ohmmeter readings suggest either an open circuit or very high impedance between the pins. X-ray tests have revealed an opaque internal structure at its center, adding another layer of mystery to the object. Williams has consulted both an engineer and a geologist, who confirmed that the electrical component embedded in the granite does not show any signs of modern adhesives or binding agents. Despite these findings, many skeptics continue to believe that Petrx is an elaborate hoax. However, Williams remains steadfast in his belief that it is a genuine artifact, potentially from an advanced ancient civilization or even extraterrestrial origin. The Petrx challenges the conventional understanding of technological development and human history. If proven authentic, it could dramatically reshape our view of ancient civilizations and their capabilities. Conversely, it could be debunked as an elaborate deception. The scientific community's hesitance to further investigate may stem from the profound implications such a discovery could have on our understanding of history. Finding Homer's Troy. The Petrx is historical, but so is the city of Troy and the Trojan War. Homer's The Iliad is one of the great Greek epic poems, detailing the decade-long siege of the city of Troy and the ensuing Trojan War. For ages, the existence of such a place was widely disputed. That is, until German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann set out to uncover the truth behind the fictional city from 1870 to 1890. Remarkably, he discovered what was believed to be the site of the epic battle at Hisarlik in Turkey. This site, essentially a mound about 30 feet high surrounded by stone structures, was thought to be the long-lost city from the Iliad. However, accurate dating later revealed that Schliemann had actually dug through his beloved Troy to uncover a city approximately 1,000 years older. It turned out there were 9 Troys, which had been demolished and rebuilt at the same site between 3000 BC and around 500 BC. Schliemann had unknowingly destroyed much of the later evidence, including the city of Homer's fabled King Priam. In the 1990s, further excavations by archaeologist Manfred Korfmann revealed that the lower city was much larger than previously imagined, covering more than 75 acres. Researchers eventually concluded that the city described by Homer was likely a blend of Troy 6 and Troy 7. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.